Good evening and welcome to this special news report. A phenomena is taking place in the deep south, in Invercargill City, way down the bottom of the country. It is the waste game. A game about reducing, recycling and reusing. A board game that's getting children away from the screens and back to good practical work with a teacher. Let's cross over live to our reporter Mike Richards in the field in Invercargill. That's right, Mike. I'm live here at Surrey Park Early Learning Centre in Invercargill, where we just happened to come across one of the waste games in progress. And as you can see, a large group of children have gathered around this, having a wonderful time learning about recycling, reducing and reusing. So I was very fortunate enough earlier on, Mike, to actually catch up with Mike Richards, the designer of the waste game, at his home, and here's what he had to say. Mike, we've just been down and had a look at the waste game in action. Tell us, how did this happen? What made you decide to make a waste game? Well, Mike, it was quite simple, really. I'm a sort of teacher that likes to do hands-on experiences with children, etc. And computer screens and technology are taking over everything they do, just about. And I wanted to get back to the basics with children. I wanted children and a teacher to get back to those wonderful relationships. Having a board game is the way to do this. And I also designed the waste game because there's such a need out there for awareness about recycling, reducing and reusing out there. The children are the people we need to get to first. We need to plant those seeds to help install a really good positive attitude towards waste, reducing waste and saving our planet generally. So Mike, could you just give us a wee rundown how the game set up, how it's played? Well, it's quite simple. The waste game is designed on a very large A4 vinyl mat. And the reason why I've made it so large is so that we can get lots of children around playing the game. And it's also got a big tough laminate paste on the board game, so it's going to last for a long time unless scissors are near it. We don't want children playing the game with scissors. But it's designed on this big large mat so that, like I just said, we maximise heaps of children around it. Now the beauty about the waste game is that children can come and go as they please because it's a cooperative game. That means there's no winners, everybody's a winner, because everybody takes turns to be the driver of the waste truck. They roll the dice, they move the truck. If it lands on a waste square, they pick up the card, and then they decide as a team. They talk together. They talk about what bin should this go in. Should it go in recycle? Should it go into the waste bin? Or is it treasure? Should we put it in the treasure chest? So the aim of the game is to go around and empty all 20 bins, just like a rubbish truck driver does, or a waste truck driver I should say, does around the city. Now along the way there's lots of sense of humour and fun. There's seagulls pinch the rubbish truck, so they've got to go back to start and start again. There's also incorporated, which I've done with all of my games, is I've incorporated discussion cards. So when you land on a discussion card square, you pick it up. And this is where the rich language comes into it, and the thinking skills and reasoning skills come into it, because they're all open-ended questions about reducing and reusing, etc. So the game has got multiple amounts of learning happening. It's rich in maths, it's rich in logic, i.e. should we go this way of the road, shall I drive this way, which is the quickest way to get to this rubbish bin. So there's lots of that rich math domain stuff happening in the games as well. But not only that, they're fun, they're educational, but it's meaningful. Recycling is a very meaningful issue, as I've said earlier on. The game setup's very simple. The children help me when I set the game up. They help me actually position all the waste cards upside down, so if I don't know what's on them, around the board onto the waste bin sites, and then it's just all on from there. And it works. It's a game that we have a lot of fun with, and it's played over and over again. So, yeah. So, tell us, Mike, what age group, what range of children is this aimed at for this recycle game? I mean, is it specifically just for early childhood age children? Well, it started off being designed specifically for early childhood, because as I've been a young early childhood teacher for 20 odd years, that was the area I was designing the game for. However, it actually works right through the primary school age. It's designed for all children and families as well. Families have a lot of fun with this game at home. I know my own family are in fits of laughter when we play it, but certainly not just for early childhood. But in early childhood, yes, from the age of 3.5 up. So it's definitely used in primary schools too. We've had quite a few primary schools that purchased the game. WasteNet Southland has purchased a number of copies of the game that they use for their educational program out there. So it's something that you do need. You need to have this in your centre. You need to pull it out, especially when that interest starts happening around waste and reducing, etc. You've got this game on hand, and it's right there. So there we have it, an amazing interview with the designer of the game, Mr. Mike Richards. And we've been here watching this game for the last, 45 minutes. It's incredible to watch. Children coming, children going. But the sustainability of children staying it's incredible. Lots of turn taking, there's been lots of laughter, and some of the discussions have been really interesting to hear. So with that in mind, this is definitely taking the whole of the South Island by storm. I can't believe it, and you need it too. So with that, it's back to you, Mike, in the studio. Ow! 2 recycling card. What did? Oh, right. Yes, thank you, Mike. This, yes, the game, the waste game, taking the phenomena of the South Island by storm. This game is going to be probably going nationwide. So what we want you to do is contact the website address. It should be coming up at the bottom of your screens right now. It's at www.iq.co.nz. You want to get your copy as soon as you can while stocks are in. If you're living in Auckland, Waikato, Blenheim, Papakura, Christchurch, Gisborne, I've been everywhere, man, then we can change the drums and the waste drums, the recycled drums, to suit the colours of your town. Stay tuned. There's a lot more coming. This was Mike Richards for a One Special News Update.